भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासु ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमः ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिन् इति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. My humble obeisances to all the devotees. Today we'll discuss on this topic, haunting past and promising future. Now, in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna taught us several encouraging verses. So many shlokas that encourage us to take up to bhakti, whatever may be the background. And one such example is Apichet Suduracharo. Apichet Suduracharo bhajate mamananya bhak sadhureva samantavyah samyak vyavasito hisaha. So Krishna said in the Bhagavad Gita that even if somebody is Sudurachara, extremely abominable in one's activities, sinful background, so many terrible abominable activities the person must have done, still Krishna is so merciful. So Krishna is an accommodative God. He forgives the mistakes done by sinful people, and he even does the needful to transform their hearts, whatever may be their background, and he will give them an opportunity to progress in bhakti. So that Krishna declares in Bhagavad Gita through this shloka. We'll go into the details, but Krishna said in the Bhagavad Gita that he will consider a devotee even if he happens to have done some materialistic activities or sinful activities. Krishna will bring the devotee back to proper consciousness. Similarly, in Srimad Bhagavatam, there are so many examples of personalities who underwent the transformation. They got transformed into pure Vaishnavas despite having very abominable backgrounds, sinful backgrounds. And Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita also describes the stories of some personalities who had a haunting past, but they were transformed completely. Their future was very bright. So all this is because of Krishna's mercy, a demonstration of Krishna's Kripa Shakti. Now let us discuss this shloka from Bhagavad Gita. Apichet suduracharo. Sudurachara means, durachara means bad manners, bad behavior, or poor etiquette, poor culture. Sudurachara means extremely abominable activities. Apichet suduracharo. But bhajate mam ananya bhak. If somebody does bhajan of Krishna, sincere bhajan of Krishna, ananya bhak, without any distractions or deviations, they take exclusive shelter of Krishna, then Krishna will reinstate them back into their positions in the devotional service, right? But ananya bhak is important. Ananya means without any distractions or deviations, and exclusivity is emphasized there. Bhajate mam ananya bhak. Then sadhureva samantavya. I consider such a person as sadhu. But Just because Krishna is merciful, that does not mean a devotee deliberately commits sinful activities. If one accidentally commits some sinful activities, such accidental distractions or deviations or fall downs may be forgiven or with a token punishment according to the time, place, circumstances, and the case or candidates involved. But if one deliberately does some mistake, hoping that, oh, Krishna is anyways merciful, he will anyways forgive me. Even if I do some mistakes, what a big deal. Krishna is there to protect me. I'm the child of a very rich father. Even if I waste some money, no problem. Father will take care. So this kind of mentality is there in a sadhaka. Uh, then Krishna will give them the necessary reaction to their misdeeds, right? So one cannot take Krishna's mercy for granted. One cannot deliberately and purposely commit mistakes um, because Krishna is merciful, right? So that will lead to certain reactions. But there are some people who may be genuinely struggling and they genuinely want to improve, but somehow the force of their past impressions are haunting them so much that sometimes they give in. They give in to some mistakes or offenses or sinful activities, uh, but they they sincerely want to give them up, right? Although they are not yet up to the mark, they are practicing sincerely. They desire to overcome those shortcomings. They pray sincerely to overcome those shortcomings. They even put honest, sincere effort to overcome them. So this desire, prayer, and endeavor, these three things will definitely help uh, a struggling sadhaka to improve in one sadhana. However, if one purposely does some mistakes, then that kind of mistakes will definitely have deeper repercussions. Once there was a hunter. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu narrated this story to Sanatana Goswami in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. So there is a hunter named Mrigari. Mriga means animal, Ari means enemy. His very name reveals that he's an enemy of all animals, right? Mrigari. He was an uncivilized hunter. But Narada Muni was passing in a forest. Then he's found some half-dead animals. A deer, a boar, a rabbit were lying there half-dead. He saw one animal. It's flapping its hands and legs or legs because of intense pain, because there was an arrow pierced into that body. And the animal is not fully dead, but half dead. And because of pain, this animal is struggling so much, unable to leave body. Similarly, Narada Muni also saw a boar, a rabbit also along with the deer. They were all lying there half dead. So he was surprised. Who is this person who shot them like this? Either kill them completely or don't kill them. But it's half killing them. The kind of pain they experience is very terrible, right? So as Narada Muni proceeded further, suddenly he found a very fierce-looking hunter, Mrigari. This Mrigari looked at Narada Muni. He just wanted to speak very foul language as it is natural for him. But somehow Narada Muni's aura, his demeanor, his divine presence made this hunter little sober. And he said, "Oh, Sadhu, why did you come here?" Mahaprabhu says, "Oh, Gosai, oh, Goswami, why did you come here? Because of your presence, your arrival here, all the animals have fled in different directions. Why did you leave the general path and come here like this?" Then the hunter is expecting that Narada Muni should just travel uh, in towns and villages, not in these forests where there are cruel animals, and that forest is a place for Mrigari, for hunters to hunt. Then, uh, then Narada Muni asked him, "I have a doubt in my mind. I have come here to clear my doubt. I saw a deer a boar and a rabbit lying half dead as I was coming here. They were screaming in pain. So there were arrows pierced into their bodies. Did you shoot those arrows? Tell me. The hunter said, yes, of course, these are my arrows. I shot them. Then this hunter has the habit of half killing animals. Then Narada said, why are you half killing these animals? Why can't you just kill them completely? Because you're a hunter. Uh, you hunt, I understand that. But why don't you fully kill them? Then the hunter said, my name is Mrigari. My father taught me to kill animals in this way. And he said something very surprising and disgusting. When I see these half-killed animals cry in pain, I take great pleasure. He's taking pleasure in their pain. A Vaishnava is a Paradukha Dukhi, and here is Paradukha Sukhi. Here is Mrigari. He's taking great pleasure in the pain of all these innocent animals. So that is his degraded condition. And he said, my father taught me like this. Now, we need to understand that our thoughts and desires and tastes and habits and inclinations and the kind of speech that we have, the accent that we have, the nature, the behavior that we have, all these are because of upbringing, right? So oftentimes people acquire so many good or bad habits because of the training they receive. Definitely, there are past life conditionings, and because of past life conditionings, a person has taken birth in a specific family, and in that family, with those past conditionings, he gets certain training, and the family members are also like hunters or whatever. Then the past conditionings and this new training that he received, so that will make his overall character, overall behavior, and that's how Mrigari. We don't know about his past life, but at least in this life, he was taught to half kill animals by his father. So, while good upbringing makes a human being behave more soberly and contribute positively to others and also uplift oneself spiritually, this kind of negative upbringing, bad upbringing, poor parentage, so that will create disturbance in their lives and in others' lives also. So Narada Muni told the hunter, I have a request. Then this Mrigari said, what request you have? You want a deer skin? You want a tiger skin? Whatever you like, I will give you. I have killed so many tigers, I have killed so many deers, so I can just give you these mats. You can use them as your mats or whatever. You can sit them and you can do your meditation. That's what you want. Actually, this Mrigari is very cruel with human beings also. He can speak foul language, but somehow Narada Muni's aura brought some good behavior in him, and he's speaking little respectfully, although he's a little irritated. Then Narada Muni said, I don't want tiger skin, I don't want deer skin, I don't want any skin. All I want to ask you is, I beg you to kill animals completely and don't leave them half dead. Then Mrigari said, well, what's the problem? What's wrong in it? Now you see, he's unable to even understand. Sometimes, because of the sinful activities people do, the mind becomes so degraded, the consciousness becomes so degraded, the intelligence becomes completely deranged that they can't even understand something very obvious. Narada Muni is telling him, don't half kill animals. And he says, what's wrong with it? What's the problem? And he's not seeing any problem. Anybody who has little common sense can understand there is a problem. They are unnecessarily getting pain. But here is this Mrigari, he could not understand that there is some mistake in what he has been doing. So that is ignorance. So when somebody is in deep ignorance because of a sinful life, they lose all discrimination of what is good, what is bad, what is right, what is wrong, what is appropriate, what is inappropriate. People just lose. Now, a small child may be ignorant. They don't understand what is right, what is wrong, what is good, what is bad. If they go for shopping, the shoppers may even cheat them also, right? Because of their innocence. So Here is a grown-up man. He's unable to differentiate between what is right and what is wrong. Right? So Narada Muni said, this will only take you to hell. We are incurring so many sins because of killing these animals, half killing these animals, and then giving them unnecessary pain. So, as a hunter, you are killing. Okay, that's a mistake, definitely, but it's not that grave mistake because of your background, we understand. But if you unnecessarily and purposely give so much pain to these innocent animals, you will incur great sin. Then he become a little fearful, right? So Margari, although he is hunter, because of Narada Muni's presence, he became a little fearful, and he said, "Oh, I didn't know this. I didn't know that I will incur sin. Uh, so I have been taught like this since my childhood. So can you please tell me how can I be freed from these volumes of sinful activity?" Then Narada Muni said, "Okay, I will guide you." So here is the uh, what to say mm, moment of transformation. Here is a moment that is most desirable, where we acknowledge our mistakes, acknowledge our sins, and sincerely desire our improvement and upliftment, and we go and take shelter of a devotee. Now, in the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita, entire first chapter is filled with Arjuna's concerns, Arjuna's doubts, Arjuna's bewilderment, Arjuna's confusions. But uh, in the beginning of second chapter, Arjuna says, I cannot solve this problem on my own. I need assistance. I need guidance. Whose guidance? Krishna. I want Krishna to enlighten me on this subject matter. He said, Karpanya doshopahata svabhavaha pritchami tvam dharma sammudha chetah yah shreyasya nishchitam bruhi tanme sishyasteham shadhimam tvam prapannam. Karpanya dosha apahata svabhava. Because of this miserly weakness of my heart, I lost all my intelligence. Mm, I'm unable to uh, solve the problem on my own. Karpanya dosha apahata svabhava. So, in such a situation, in such deep confusion and bewilderment in the performance of my duty, I am asking you, Prichhami tvam dharma sammodha cheta. Dharma sammodha cheta means uh, he could not ascertain what is his duty, what is his dharma. Sammodha cheta, mind is filled with confusions. In such a situation, I am taking your shelter. My dear Krishna, please enlighten me. Sishyaste ham shadhimam tvam prapannam. I am your Sishya, you are my Guru. So far, you have been my cousin, you have been my friend, you have been my driver. Now become a Guru, my teacher. Right? So Krishna can play all roles in connection with his devotees: driver, friend, Guru, any teacher, anybody. So now, just as Arjuna took shelter of Krishna in confusion and bewilderment, everybody, every single living being for that matter, every single human being must take guidance from a spiritually elevated personality. So, spiritually enlightened people will teach us what is right, what is wrong, what is good, what is bad. They will clear our confusions, right? So, Mrigari is now inspired by his good fortune. He was now inspired to take guidance from Narada Muni. So, Narada Muni, you please enlighten me. What am I supposed to do? How can I come out of these sinful activities? Then, see, committing mistakes is common because of ignorance, because of some certain past impressions. But if one is honest enough to admit them and humble enough to seek guidance and patient enough to rectify the mistakes, one can easily overcome them. Right? Patience to rectify the mistakes, humility to seek guidance, and honesty to admit the mistakes. Honesty is required to admit the mistake and acknowledge the mistake. Humility is required to seek guidance, and patience is required to overcome the mistakes, to rectify the mistakes. So Narada Muni told Mrigari, okay, if you listen to me, I will tell you the way. How can you be liberated? Hunter said, yes, I will do it. Then you know the story basically. They first break your bow. Then I will tell you what to do. Then hunter said, you're asking me to break my bow. This bow is necessary for my survival. So breaking the bow means stopping hunting. So if I break my bow, how will I maintain myself? Narada said, you don't have to worry about it. I will send you food. You just do whatever I say and you will get your food. Then, see, condemning a wrong activity is not sufficient. When somebody does a mistake, you will say it's a mistake. You should not do it. So that's fine. But that is not sufficient. Instead of, or along with pointing out that they have done a mistake, they are wrong, you should also tell them what right they can do. How can they rectify that mistake? Narada Muni did that. Narada Muni did not simply say that, Ragari, what you are doing is wrong. He also said, how can you do right? How can you overcome that mistake? So then, now not every person who commits a mistake is inherently bad. They may be doing it out of ignorance or because of the background or upbringing or some emergency or some unavoidable circumstance or some kind of past impression haunting them so much. But if they sincerely want to improve, then they will definitely have a promising future. Mm. So Narada Muni assured him that he will get his food, and then Narada Muni said, just go home, distribute all the wealth that you have acquired to the Brahmanas, and leave your home with your wife and construct a small cottage on the bank of a river and grow a tulsi plant and just chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Just chant this mantra. Every day you will get food. Don't worry. So Narada Muni, then with his mystic power, he brought all these half-dead animals like deer, boar, rabbit. He brought them back to life. And they just got up as if they got up from sleep and they fled away in different directions. Brother was stuck with wonder. So Narada showed this miracle. So he offered obeisances, went back home, and then he sincerely, faithfully followed the instructions of Narada Muni. He was chanting Hare Krishna. And all the people in that locality, they felt that Mrigari, this cruel hunter, who used to use all kinds of foul words at people and then half kill animals and take pleasure in their pain, he's transformed now. He became a Vaishnava now. He's chanting Hare Krishna now. Then they all became very, very happy and impressed and inspired, and they came to Mrigari with so many gifts. They would offer him so much food, maybe 10, 20 times more than what Mrigari could eat. But Murgari and his wife would accept only as much as they need, and they would reject the remaining. So in this way, there's a transformation in Murgari. So much transformation that after some time when Narada Muni came to see Mrigari in his hermitage, in his little hut, along with another sage named Parvata Muni, there Mrigari, with great enthusiasm, came to meet Narada Muni. He came to greet Narada Muni. But on the way, he saw some ants. And Mrigari thought, if I move forward, I will step on these ants. So he took his Uttariya cloth and then slowly removed all these ants and invited his Guru. My dear Guru, please come. You see, here is a cruel hunter who is accustomed to half kill animals and take pleasure in their pain as they're struggling for their lives. But he was so transformed that he could not even harm an ant. He could not even think of harming an ant. So to that degree, there can be transformation. Although he has a hunting past, he has such a wonderful future or wonderful present now, uh, where where he's uplifted in his consciousness. Similarly, there is another devotee, Haridas Thakur. He's a pure Vaishnava, all of you know. He was chanting the holy names of Krishna, 3 lakh holy names of Krishna every single day. He is a dear associate of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Once when he was at Banapur, one prostitute came to him. So in that Banapur area, Haridas Thakur is very respected Vaishnava. Many people respect him. And One person named Ramachandra Khan, a landlord in that Banapal area, he became very, very envious of Haridas Thakur, and he wanted to defame him. And he found a prostitute, a bad lady, and then told, just go and be with him whole night. Then I will come. I will come with my soldiers and catch you red-handed, and I will arrest him or just punish him or defame him basically. He could not tolerate his good reputation. So this prostitute went to Haridas Thakur, and as all of you know, this prostitute uh, was desiring to distract Haridas Thakur from his meditation, and Haridas Thakur said, oh, okay, you have come here, fine, no problem, you can sit here. Let me complete my rounds, then I will attend to you. His rounds are never complete. Whole night passed. She was waiting, 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 and dozing off, and then she went back in the morning. Second day, same thing happened. Third day, same thing happened. But by the end of the night of the third day, something miraculous happened. While sitting next to Haridas Thakur and observing him chant the holy names of Krishna very sincerely and attentively, pure chanting, there was a great transformation in the heart of this prostitute. And she became so enlivened and inspired to chant, and she started repenting for the sin that she has committed. She has committed very grave sins all the while. She has been living such a degraded life, and later she became an instrument in the hands of another demonic person called Ramachandra Khan, and she came with a malicious intention to pollute Haridas Thakur and defame him, cause some ill reputation for Haridas Thakur. Now, Haridas Thakur is in a very, very, very high platform of devotional service. And here is this prostitute who wanted to prove to the world, or not prove, who wanted to give a impression to this world that Haridas Thakur is not even following for regulative principles. How malicious is her intention? Actually, it's not her intention. It's the intention of Ramachandra Khan, and she's acting as an instrument in her intentions. Right? So, but although she came with such bad intentions, with a sinful background, Haridas Thakur had a very, very pure heart. He said that I knew that you have been sent by Ramachandra Khan. On the very day he planned, he conspired against me. But I purposely stayed back. Although my plan was to leave this place, Banapal, and go somewhere else, because Ramachandra Khan is very envious of me, I don't want to stay here. I want to just go. But because you are coming, I stayed here for 3 more days. Just for you. Now, why for her? Because she's coming on her own to Haridas Thakur, whether somebody comes to a sadhu with a positive intention or negative intention, with an intention to uplift one's consciousness or pollute their consciousness, whatever may be their intention, if somebody somehow or the other comes in contact with a pure Vaishnava, there must be transformation, positive transformation. That's how we can convert our haunting past into promising future in the association of a devotee, a sincere devotee, a pure devotee. So she just wanted to pollute him, but Haridas Thakur wanted to purify her. So helping a friend who helped you earlier is easy. But being a well-wisher of someone who wants to harm you is very difficult. Right? Extremely difficult. They wanted to harm you. They're trying to do all kinds of politics against you. They want to pollute, they want to defame, they want to create a black mark on one's pure reputation. But still, you love them, you're affectionate towards them, and you think of their welfare, you work for their welfare. That's not an ordinary Vaishnava quality. Haridas Thakur stayed back only to uplift her. That is his pure consciousness. So then Haridas Thakur instructed her, I instruct you to just give up all your wealth that you have acquired by sinful means and just become a pure devotee of Krishna by chanting the holy names of the Lord. Stay here, worship Tulsi. And she became such a pure Vaishnavi that many other Vaishnavas would come to take her blessings and darshan. Right now, Ajamil, another episode. We just saw 2 episodes from Chaitanya Charitamrita. Let's see one more episode from Srimad Bhagavatam. Ajamil had a sinful background. Earlier, he was a simple Brahman with all good qualities. But because of the association with this prostitute, there's a transformation in Ajamil, a negative transformation. He used all his father's wealth to satisfy her demands, and he himself became so degraded that he would mm, uh, kill people, beat people, or gamble with people, and somehow acquire money through sinful means. But because he chanted the name of Narayana at the time of his death, uh, he had a promising future because of the intervention of Vishnu Dutas. He has heard one holy name seminar, holy name seminar on uh, in front of Yamadutas by the Vishnu Dutas, and there is a transformation in his heart. Sanketyam parihasyam vastobham helanam bhava. Vaikuntha nama grahanan aseshagaharam viduhu. Whether you chant the holy name of the Lord to indicate somebody else, or you chant the holy name of Krishna to make fun of somebody, or for any other reason, if you somehow or the other chant the names of the Lord, that will destroy your sins. Asesha aghaharam viduhu. So that is the power of the name of the Lord, the power of association of a devotee. Somehow or the other, when we come in contact with a devotee or with the holy name or with any limb of bhakti for that matter, there will be a transformation. However degraded one's past may be, one can have a very, very bright and enlivening future to the degree one takes shelter of bhakti yoga and comes in contact with pure devotees of Krishna. So now there is a shloka in the second canto of Bhagavatam. अकामः सर्वकामो वा मोक्षकाम उदारधीः तीव्रेण भक्ति योगेन यजेत पुरुषं परम्. Akamah sarvakamo va. Even if you don't have any desires, or you have all kinds of desires, or you specifically desire liberation, definitely Tivra Bhakti will work for you. So, Tivrena Bhakti Yogena Yajeta Purusham Param. So, when Bhakti is performed very intensely, with full commitment, then there is a transformation in the heart. This is the recommendation of Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, and also Bhagavad Gita and many other Vaishnava scriptures. Someone's early life may be filled with a lot of sins, impious activities, tainted with impurities. But if somehow or the other, if one comes in contact with the mercy of a saintly person who teaches him some good conduct and directs him to the shelter of Krishna, then that will save the person from any kind of difficulty, right? And now you see Valmiki. He was a robber. He was a killer in his earlier life. He came in contact with Narada Muni and he became saintly person. So people are not born corrupt. Of course, there are some people like Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu. They have a different birth secret. But anyways, generally, a person who is just born is innocent. Once the senses are developed, all the past impressions become even more active and they start committing some sinful activities. But as they are growing, as their senses are growing, as their mind is just developing, as their intelligence is developing, there is a great opportunity to train them in spiritual culture. And the transformation begins from childhood only. Not when the senses are developed not when they have already utilized the senses for unmentionable activities. If one can receive the training from sincere devotees, that will help them overcome their challenges, overcome their past poor background. For that, they need training. They need good training from sincere devotees. So, when training is received from exalted and elevated Vaishnavas, so that training or section will ensure their transformation. Yadbhuta kramaparayana shila sikshaha. Now there is this shloka. Kirata hunandhra pulinda pulkasha abhira sumbha yavana khasadayah. Yenye cha papa yadapashrayashrayah shuddhyanti tasmai prabhavishnave namaha. Kirata, Huna, Andhra, Pulinda, Pulkasha, these are names of people from different backgrounds, considered little low backgrounds. They are born in some very degraded places or families who are accustomed to very sinful activities. So even then, Yenyecha Papa Yadapashrayashrayah. If somehow or the other, if someone takes shelter, ashraya of devotees, Shuddhyanti Tasmai Prabhavishnave Namaha. The shelter of such devotees can definitely uplift one's consciousness of people who are addicted to sinful activities also. Yat kirtanam yat smaranam yadikshanam yadvandanam yat shravanam yadarhanam lokasya sadyo vidhunoti kalmasham tasmai subhadra shravase namo namaha. Yat kirtanam, you perform kirtan of Krishna. Yat smaranam, remember Krishna. Yad ikshanam, see the deity form of Krishna. Yad vandanam, offer obeisances to Krishna. Yat shravanam, hear about Krishna's nama, rupa, guna, lila. Yad arhanam, do some puja, worship of Krishna. Do any of these sinful activities, six spiritual activities. Lokasya sadyo vidhunoti kalmasham. Sadyo means immediately. Lokasya sadyo vidhunoti kalmasham. All the kalmasha, contamination of the entire creation is washed away by doing these six activities or nine activities. You have Sravanam Kirtanam. In this shloka from Bhagavatam, six items are mentioned. Yat Kirtanam, Yat Smaranam, Yad Ikshanam, Yad Vandanam, Yad Shravanam, Yad Arhanam. So this will destroy all sinful contamination. Tasmai Subhadra Shravase Namo Namaha. So one needs to take benefit of the purifying potency of the holy name of Krishna, purifying potency of Vaishnava association. So when that purification happens, then the future will be very promising, right? Otherwise, there is every possibility of further degrading one's consciousness. That's why Sukadeva Goswami says in Srimad Bhagavatam, second canto, Te vai vidantyati taranti cha deva mayam stri shudra huna shabara api papa jivaha yadjadbhuta parayana sila sikshaha tiryajjana api kimushruta dharanaye te vai vidanti atitaranti cha deva maya. One can easily cross over this deva maya, this maya, this material energy or illusory energy of the Lord. One can easily cross over whatever may be one's background. Api papa jivaha, even if they're very, very sinful, still. Yadyadbhuta parayana sila siksha tiryajjana api kimushruta dharanaye. Means when you get sikshana in sila, when you somehow get training in developing your character, and training from whom? Training from sincere devotees. When you receive training from sincere devotees in developing your character and developing your Vaishnava qualities and developing devotion for Krishna, then there is every possibility of spiritual upliftment. Otherwise, it's very difficult. One may be more and more degraded. So one needs to take shelter of devotees, take shelter of the process of bhakti, take shelter of different limbs of uh, Uttama Bhakti, whether it is Shravanam or Kirtanam or Smaranam, whatever. So take shelter of the processes of bhakti for spiritual upliftment. Otherwise, it's very scary, because in this material world, people have so many poor habits. Actually, Prahlad Maharaj prays like this. In his prayers to Narasimhadev, Prahlad Maharaj says that, "O Lord, I am already in the material world, which is so contaminated. Second, I am born in a demoniac family with sinful background. Third, I am living in the association of demons." In Prahlad Maharaj's kingdom, everybody is a demon. So to be in the material world itself is so scary. On top of it, to be in the non-devotee association, to be in the association of demoniac people in the material world is even more scary. How scary things are, how precarious things are in this material world. So, oh Lord, please, I'm not afraid of anything in this world. I am not at all afraid of uh, losing wealth, money, power, etc. But I'm afraid of the distractions that Maya produces in this world. I'm not afraid of your farm also. Many people are afraid of seeing your farm. Your farm is extremely fierce. Na ham bibhimya jitateti bhayanakasya jihvarkanitra bhrukuti rabhasogradamstrat. Antrasrajah kshata jake sharashankhukarnan nirhata bhita digibhad aribhinna thagrat. Oh Lord, although your form appears so fierce and very difficult to look at, still I am not afraid of that form, but I'm afraid of something else. What is that? Samsara. त्रस्तोऽस्म्यहं कृपणवत्सलदुस्सहोग्र संसारचक्रकदनाद्ग्रसतां प्रणीतः बद्धस्वकर्मभिरुषत्तमतेऽङ्घ्रिमूलम् प्रीतोपवर्गशरणं हवयसे कदानु त्रस्तोऽस्म्यहं कृपणवत्सलदुस्सहोग्र. O Lord, this material world is dussaha and ugra. Ugra means very fierce. Dussaha means intolerable, right? Oh Lord, please, I'm afraid of this ferocious, intolerable cycle of birth and death. Samsara chakra. Kadanat grasatam pranitaha. Already I'm in samsara chakra. On top of it, I have this association of devouring demons. Demonic association and material existence. Deadly combination. And on top of it, my own karma. Baddhasva karma bhirushattamate Pritopavarga Sharanam Vayase Kadanu Baddha. Because of my own karmas, my own past activities, I have become bound. Baddhasva karma bhirushattamate Angrimulam. I have taken shelter of your lotus feet. So we need to first understand our precarious situation in this material world. Being in material world, in the association of demoniac people, with with lot of baggage, fruitive baggage, past karma. That is a very precarious situation. But nothing to worry. It's a hunting past, understand? Hunting past and hunting present also. Scary present also. But we can have a promising future when we take shelter of association of devotees, when we take shelter of holy name of Krishna. The holy name of Krishna can easily uplift us from whatever background we may be in. And on top of it, when we come together and discuss Harikatha with other devotees, that uplifts our consciousness more than anything else, right? So we need to take shelter of Bhakti Yoga. Then we can have a very, very bright and promising future, despite having a very, very terrible past. So these are some simple meditations at the end of this year. We'll have one more session before the year ends. We'll have more reflections on the excitements and exhaustions of 2024 in a very with Bhagavatam lens, and conclude the year and begin a new year where we continue our endeavors to practice Krishna consciousness with rejuvenated spirits. Actually, every day is new, every week is new, every month is new. Devotees find some opportunity or the other to intensify their practice of bhakti. But sometimes this kind of occasions, whether it is New Year, an English calendar or whatever, Indian calendar, whatever it is, if there's something new coming up, that gives us an opportunity to, okay, fine, let me take a resolution. From tomorrow, I think I'll have a better schedule, I'll have a better plan. So many resolutions we may make. Okay, fine, whatever may be the case, whatever may be the situation or occasion, let's try to recommit or rejuvenate our enthusiasm to practice bhakti. So with this, I'll conclude. Thank you very much. Granthra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Any questions or comments? Okay, we'll conclude. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Yes, Mataji, have a question.
Krishna Prabhuji, thank you so much for the wonderful class. Prabhuji, as you mentioned that the Migari has the honesty to acknowledge his sin and the sincerity to desire, sincere desire to, and also humble. He took humbly shelter of the pure devotee. But how to deal with a person who doesn't like acknowledge the their like some person do not believe in sins, and they do not acknowledge they do not admit that they're doing sinful activities. So like what we
How
can
to deal
do
with them? How to deal with them is the question. When
as
you
a
are preaching, you are encountering a person who may not acknowledge that they have some faults or defects or they have done some sins. How to deal with them? Is that the question?
yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, fine. Now, if they're innocent, they're unable to understand what we are trying to say, you can be kind and affectionate towards them, give them prasad. You may not speak to them directly that, oh, you are sinful and all, immediately upfront. You may not point out their mistakes. At least encourage them in bhakti, engage them in some positive spiritual activity. Instead of putting your effort to convince them that they're at fault or they're doing some mistakes, better utilize your energy to inspire them to perform some devotional activities. So that will have a positive impact on their consciousness. So once you do that, bhakti will take care. You don't have to put so much effort. Bhakti will take care of them ahead. But some people are there, they're very arrogant. The more you are trying to inspire them in practicing bhakti, the more they become arrogant or offensive. So with such people, we may better maintain a safe distance. This is what mentioned by our acharyas. Devotees deal with uh, others in four ways: prema, maitri, kripa, upeksha. Prema, love for the Lord; maitri, friendship with practicing devotees; kripa means mercy towards innocent people; upeksha means stay away from those who are envious and arrogant. Thank you
So much.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Thank you for the wonderful class. Prabhuji,
Yeah,
can I recite some slokas? Two
yeah,
slokas.
yeah.
नाहं बिभेम्यजिततेति भयानकास्य जिह्वार्कनेत्रभृकुटिरभसोऽग्रदंष्ट्रा आन्त्रस्य क्षटजकेशरशङ्कुकर्णान् निर्हाति पीटिटिकिपारविन्दखाग्रात् त्रस्तोऽस्म्यहं कृपणवत्सलदुःसहोग्र संसारचक्रकदनाङ्गसतां प्रणीत बद्धः स्वकर्ममुसते निङ्घ्रिमूलम् प्रीतोपवर्ग शरणं वैसे कदानु. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Vaishnavi. Hare Krishna. We'll meet another time. Hare Krishna.